Whoa, this is the movie review for Spider Man Homecoming. Don't worry, I will not drop spoilers in this film. Okay? All I'm going to tell you to do is watch the first Avengers film. You might have some reference to it, or it might make you want to go watch the first Avengers film. Now, a lot of people have been raving about this film. Finally, Spider-Man is done right. So I'm like, I'm very excited to see this film, and the look of it is amazing. You look at the actual style of the film. It's great. I'm like, wow, the color is great. Everything about this seems right. And as you see the story develop, Michael Keaton's character, who plays, I think I could say by now, the Vulture, and because you can see he's pretty much the Vulture in the comic. But out of all the Spider-Man villains, you finally get somebody who's not Peter Parker's friend. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody who is a villain who don't really have any super connection with Peter Parker. Really. It's like he's a guy working a job. He got screwed over at the job and decided, look, we're going to start taking things that were alien technology that was probably from Avengers 1, you know? And instead of selling it, like, no, we're going to keep it. The world is changing. You know what? We're going to change too. And he's got his crew with him, and, they're tech guys. So we're going to take what we want now. The world has screwed us over. So he's a bad guy, but with a cause. So you gravitate towards Keaton's character. So he's basically like, look, Spider-Man, you're in my way, and I don't want to hurt you, but stay out of my way or you will be hurt. It's not like I gotta destroy Spider-Man. It's not like that at all. And I was afraid they were gonna, make it too cheesy like that, like they did with the Amazing Spider-Man and Electro, how he was so obsessed with Spider-Man. But they didn't do that here. I was proud for a lot of different reasons watching this film. I said, wow, they've got the tone down, they got the energy. Then I start seeing things I didn't like. Um, there's a lot of things that made me scratch my head, and for a Marvel movie, then I said, oh, wait a minute. This is a joint partnership with Sony and Marvel. They're working together. That's why I'm seeing all this ad placement. That's why these ridiculous commercials during the NBA finals. Yeah, now they got all this Audi everything in here. I'm like, Audi must have wrote a big check to Sony to be advertised in the film, just the way Audi basically has been the MCU's vehicle of choice in all of the films from Iron Man 1 on down. Now, the Tony Stark's usage in the film. If you're going there to see Tony Stark's, if they like, oh man, Iron Man is gonna be in here, he's not in the movie a lot, and that's a good thing. Too much of him, and it turns into an Iron Man movie. And they didn't do that. Thank God they did that part right. But my problem with this film that it had it's just I think they were trying to appease a lot of people. They made some changes, and unless you're a diehard comic book fan, it's not really gonna disturb you too much. But they made some adjustments to Spider-Man as far as his suit and all these things that he could do with his technology and all of these different aspects of Peter Parker. Like when he was at school, that was all great. But kind of him outside of the school, all these fight scenes, this it's kind of like they're paying homage to the Sam Raimi films, and that's cool in a way. But I'm looking for something fresh. I'm looking for something new. I don't want to see the same type of action scenes that reminds me of great action scenes. So now I'm gonna think about when they done it great, not when they done it poorly or safe. You never really felt any like tension in any of these scenes with Spider-Man. Do you remember how gritty that first Spider-Man was when they were fighting at the end and he was getting beat down by the Goblin? You done spun your last web, Spider-Man. Nothing like that. We haven't seen a gritty fight like that in a Marvel movie. That was probably the grittiest fight Spider-Man has had. And that was the very first one. Now you have these eh, type of battles. And it's like no scene in the film did you feel like, oh man, you felt any tension from. It was just like, okay, it's a good action scene, but nothing really to write home about. And would you watch this movie repeatedly? I'm giving it 2 stars, two, maybe 2.5. But it's nothing spectacular. I was so excited to see this movie and think it was gonna be outstanding, and it just failed me. It really did. It failed me from making it the blockbuster of the summer. This is a good Spider-Man edition. As far it's not Holland's fault. Holland is great as Spider-Man. The casting is great. His friend is great. I just think that was just, they got to do something for the kids, but at some points they're just so cheesy and unnecessary. I'm like, really? He's got spidey senses. How is he not gonna know somebody's there? I mean, it's just a lot of this stuff. Just you just gotta say to yourself, it's a movie. Don't take it so serious. But overall, I give it 2.5 stars. Michael Keaton killed this performance, and you start to see how he really wants to not tell Aunt May. I like that part of it. He really has anxiety of her finding out that he's Spider-Man because he knows how she is as far as she would stop me from being Spider-Man because she's like, look at that, promise me you're not going over there. Do you see action like that? You just stay away. Oh yeah, I'm gonna run in the other direction. That's right. She's paranoid about stuff. Look, that's too close to home. So I think they did a good job as you seen why he doesn't want to tell Aunt May about what he's doing. This movie does not go into Uncle Ben, Spider, he's already bit. So, you don't have to worry about seeing that whole process all over again. But that's it. 2.5 stars out of 4. I'm out.